Good morning. Today is Friday, September 6, 2019, and this is your AM update. This morning, we're going to go over a number of some of the top headlines. Today's top headlines have a lot to do with crime. And we want this to be as interactive as possible. So we'll go through those stories, and then we've got Brandon over on the computer. He'll be monitoring your comments. Once I'm done going over the stories, we'll open the floor for you guys to have any questions and to give your take on some of these stories that are getting a lot of buzz. So let's get right into it. This first story that we're going to talk about gives you a good reason why you probably shouldn't street race here in Houston, and it's because you never know who might see you and catch you doing it. So this morning, Chief of Police Chief Acevedo was casually headed home. He spotted someone street racing, pulled him over, ended up towing that guy's car, and then sent him to jail. So obviously someone this morning learned the hard way. Check out the video. Here's the chief arresting that guy. To say it wasn't a typical traffic stop would be a bit of an understatement. Chief Acevedo told KHOU this morning, too many people are dying and suffering life-changing injuries on our highways and preventable crashes. So he says when he saw the speeding cars flying past him on his way home, he went after them. And you got to think of the surprise when the police chief comes over the radio saying he's trying to overtake two cars racing down the Katy freeway. Take a listen to the audio coming in on the radio.
Hey, just excited. What unit had a vehicle pursuit?
Visit HPD 1.
Did you say HPD 1 is in a chase?
Yes, I did.
Now, the chief says he estimated they were going about 110 miles per hour. And one of the drivers was able to get away. The other one was not so lucky. It's unclear if police were able to figure out who was driving that second car. But what is clear is that everyone might want to think twice before speeding down the freeway, because the chief, he could be behind you. Now, the next story, it's an ongoing investigation right now on a shooting in Northwest Harris County. Our Michelle Troy has been on that story throughout the morning. I did just get off the phone with her, and she gave me a few updates. But the shooting, it happened around 4 o'clock this morning. Harris County deputies say they got a number of calls from neighbors who live around Woodfern Road and 12 Lakes Boulevard near the Beltway and Highway 249. Investigators say when they got there, they found an SUV that had driven off the road into a wooded ditch area. In the back seat, they found a man dead from a gunshot wound. Now, after further review, they learned that SUV had been reported stolen. Then they got a call from a local hospital. Another guy had been taken there by a friend, and he had multiple gunshot wounds. Investigators believe he too was in that SUV. And for a while this morning, Harris County Sheriff's deputies shut down the entrance to the Woodfern Terrace subdivision. Right now, investigators believe there was a shootout with people in the SUV and another white car. But right now, they're still trying to determine exactly what happened and are looking for suspects, a motive, and possibly more victims. And finally, a terrifying home invasion was caught on camera at a home in League City, but it's the clumsiness of the robbers that's getting all the buzz. League City police say it happened at a home in the Enclave subdivision of Magnolia Creek around 5 a.m. on Tuesday. The men were armed and several were wearing masks when they forced their way into the home. You can see one stumbling even as they're initially making their way inside. Now, investigators said the would-be thieves believed there was a large amount of cash at the house, but they were only able to steal cell phones and jewelry. They held the family who lives there at gunpoint as they took their things. Fortunately, no one was hurt. But on the way out, one of the suspects falls into the pool, proving he's not the smoothest criminal at all. League City Police ask if you have any information about the robbers or recognize them, contact them or Crime Stoppers. So those are kind of the stories that are getting the most buzz on our website, khou.com right now. We want to open this up for any comments that we currently have rolling in. So Brandon, do you see anything over there yet?
So far, Janelle, just want to say good morning to a couple of our viewers, Rosie and Lean. Good morning to you guys. A lot of people are sounding off and sounding the praises of the chief for cutting down on some of this street racing that's going on. Some people are mentioning it happens in their area too, so I think we're just going to have to get him back out on patrol.
Right? I'm so surprised, like he spotted that and was like, all right, I'm headed home, but let me do this real quick. And then honestly, even listening to that audio and hearing the people on the other side of the radio, like, wait, this is HPD 1? So kudos to Chief Acevedo. And good morning to everyone who said good morning. It's looking like we're not really having anything else come in. So those are your AM update stories this morning. For more information on all of them, you can head over to our website, khou.com. And of course, our next newscast is coming up at noon. Hope everyone has a great Friday and happy weekend.